first I want to say I'm really proud of how hard these young men played, and all facets of the game, offense, defense, special teams. Just really was proud of just the effort for 4 quarters that they played with. You know, we had talked all week about how we have to start faster, especially offensively. That we got to start fast. We got to start getting those drives early. And we start out obviously with a tip pass, ball on the ground, 3 times a kickoff with the balls on the ground. But the difference was we recovered them, so we actually didn't have any turnovers in this game, and that's really what kept us in this game early. And then once our offense started moving the football, we had 14 points scored by halftime. And the start of the third, I believe we scored on 3 straight scoring drives. And just started moving it efficiently and effectively. I thought, Miklo is still a dynamic player. He's a work in progress. He's going to get better every time he steps on the field. He made some great decisions with the ball tonight. And at times, we'll have to sit down with the video with him and say, Miklo, this is why we can't do that. But really thought he stepped up and did some great things. Proud of Nishan Ellerby. He just, I think he rushed for 155 yards tonight. And you look at what, that position right now, and he's the feature back. And right now, he's earned that spot. Sam didn't play tonight. Emmanuel didn't play. And Nishan knew we really needed him to step up his game, and I really feel that's what he did. Aaron Cephas played big again for us. Another freshman that continues to get better. And I know we rushed for like 250 yards against a good defense. So our offensive line performed admirably. We've got to look at some of those sacks Miklo was under and see who that was on, or if he didn't get rid of the ball quick enough in some of our 3-step game. Defensively, we have got to where we are right now, number-wise. We're having a hard time substituting, but we have to finish drives. Against La Tech, the first 2 drives were 3 and outs, and we haven't had those the last 2 games. We got to get back to where we're finishing drives and making them punt, and we got to learn when we're playing those zones to squeeze those routes a little bit more. I think, though, like I said, they too, there was a lot of fresh faces over there tonight. Josh Cummings got some extended playing time for the first time. I think Houston Robert played last week, played again extended this week. I believe he had 15 tackles. I think Emmanuel Ellerby, I read, had 17 tackles. And so we have some guys stepping up over there with some, fresh faces that are playing for the first time this year. You go out there, and I think like Brian Stewart's doing a wonderful job of blending lineups with new people in them. Jack Fox is solid in what he's doing on special teams. We just got to continue to get better. We're down to 2 games. Got to go to ODU next week and come home and finish it out at North Texas. All I know from this point is we're not happy with where we are, and obviously I own the record. We got to get these matter with fresh faces. We got to get guys in the right places and try to get a couple more W's before we run out of time.
What were they doing on offense? It seemed like their running game was really effective against you guys.
Well, this is where you have decisions to make. We weren't really getting good fits over there. You gotta scrape a lot tighter when they're creating gaps on you, and we kept coming over the top instead of coming under the middle. We also, if you've noticed, Christian Bertrand was starting at linebacker, who'd been starting in the secondary. And we tried to do that. DJ was healthy, but they throw so many bubble screens, and they're such a one-back team. We tried to get more speed out there, and I think that may have hurt us on some of our fits because he hadn't played that. He did a little last week, but he hadn't played that position a whole lot.
It seemed like there was a concerted effort to get Cephas more involved in the passing game of short yardage passes.
Correct.
Is that the case?
Well, that is, that's like when you have a freshman quarterback, they were playing for the first time, you just can't unload the playbook at them. You know, it's a work in progress with those two, and it doesn't matter how much we know; it's how much they know. And you know, we'll continue to find ways to get Aaron a football. He's a very dynamic player. I don't know how many receptions he had tonight, but I know he was drawing some PIs, and even when he wasn't able to make the play, was able to get the penalties.
Obviously, Christian is a physical guy, but having him in there instead of DJ, how much does that affect?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Having Christian in there instead of DJ, obviously Christian's a physical guy, but how does that?
Well, it helps you on run. It helps you on run downs with DJ, but it hurts you on pass downs. And these were a big perimeter run football team. You know, we did the same thing last week. And DJ had come in when it's 2 back, and when it's 10, we were just trying to get more speed on the field for their bubbles and they're a big screen team, bubble and screen team.
Can you talk about what you saw out of Nickel today?
You know, I see him first off when he makes a mistake of putting it behind him, which he did not do at the Army game. You saw today, like on the tipped pass early that went in the air and almost got interception, he put that behind him. He's learning to live right now in the moment and not in the past, and that's what quarterbacks, that's what all players have to do, but especially at that position, where that's what we, you know, continue to talk to him on the sideline about what he's seeing, making sure he's having fun, keeping him confident and ready to go. But I think he's growing all the time. I think you saw us, you know, it's easier for young quarterbacks to throw the fades when you start bringing them on some of these slants and bodies start coming in there. You saw us do a little bit more of that with him this week, and as he grows, we'll continue to let him and Cephas have more opportunities to play, throw, and catch with each other.
David, your offensive line play. This is another game where your offense, with your run blocking, because your backs don't do, it's hard for them to do anything if they're not getting that blocking. So just what's been going on with that offensive line where they're clicking at you on the run game?
Well, I think a lot of it is when we started the year, we had, you know, all spring we'd use Corey Klingler and Kenny Thompson had been starting guards, and actually Corey did everything. And then when Kenny got hurt against the University of Houston, it went to Joe Dill. And Joe was a young man, offensive line, that's talented, that hadn't had a lot of reps, but he's had almost every rep since the Houston game, where they're starting to learn how to work together up there. So we've had a consistent starting lineup in the offensive line, so they're playing consistent.